But you have 2 daughters in real life, and you're divorced from your wife in real life, and dealing with all that stuff.
Yes.
She's
not my wife anymore. That's why we got divorced. You don't stay divorced to your wife. It's just you're divorced.
Okay, so
not my wife.
The woman you were formerly married to is no longer living with you.
That's right.
This is, I guess, the way I could put it.
Are you married?
Yes.
You have some fear of divorce. You're afraid your wife's going to say something if you say that the wrong way, I think.
Yeah. Now that I have kids, I am afraid of divorce.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. I hear other people when they're, their wives remarry, and then there's another guy, disciplining the children and things. That would trouble me a great deal.
Mm.
And not so much even my wife. My wife, I could give or take, but now that there's children involved, now it raises the stakes.
No, you'd be surprised. You don't think you have any. Fathers kind of are made. You're made to feel useless, usually by the mom. But so what happens is you feel like if there's a divorce, I'm not going to be part of this family anymore. I'm not going to be a dad anymore. But it's not true. If you try, you can do it. You can. I'm not trying to talk you into getting divorced. I don't know what's going on in your house, but
you got strange men tainting that fatherhood.
No, but Louie, you do take a very hands-on approach with your children. I mean, it's evident on the show and from your comedy.
My kids are with me half of the week, and to me, it was important that I raise them, not visit with them. So. They're very much, they're my responsibility.
And you pull a lot of your material from, and that's why, you're so relatable to people, is that, you're very honest about your relation with your children and the foibles and the good things that can come from that. And how old are your kids right now?
My kids are 6 and 9. 6
and 9. And me and Rich we have kids that are we both have kids, 2 kids, 3 and 1, both of the children. And 6 and 9, is that a big difference in terms of?
Well, yeah. I mean, 1 is you're just keeping it from keeping it clean and not dead. That's pretty much all you're doing with a 1-year-old.
Right.
And 3-year-old is just a pure id want machine. It's just a thing that it's discovered that there's things beyond existence and survival, Yeah. And it knows what things taste good, and it knows how to demand. So that's a tough time. But you're not far. 4-year-olds are human beings.
Okay, because I'm waiting for that, because I tend to joke around with my son, and I'm being dead serious. I tend to joke around with my son, and I think that I've made myself kind of a punchline.
Yeah.
In that, he knows, if he's I don't like the daddy, or stuff like that, he will get a reaction, and
right.
So it's come to a point, though, that sometimes it hurts my feelings.
Well, you started that, man.
Huh?
You started it.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't intentional. I thought I was being, kids.
Well, you can talk to your kids any way you want. If you talk, I've always talked to my kids like they're people. I've had long conversations with them when they were babies. If you just, if you really, the kids that keep you company, they're great friends. If you talk to them like you talk to your friends.
But a 3-year-old doesn't. It's very hard to have a conversation with a 3-year-old.
Well, you can do it if you got to spend time alone with your kids.
I do. I spend a lot of time. I'm home all day, and my wife goes out, and I spend time alone with them. And believe me, he does the thing, let's talk.
Yeah, it's me and my son on the television.
Yeah, no, I talk to him. I do. I would love to have a conveation with him. But
Does he watch TV?
He watches an hour to an hour and a half a day.
That's not bad.
No.
He'll develop into something. He'll be a person soon. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah, 4 is a big year.
Okay.
4, they kind of calm down. They actually start looking at you like, hey, dude, I don't know what that was up with me back then.
All right, so there is a sense of that they're apologetic for what they put you through before.
Yeah.
Now, are you pro lying to your kid, when it's an awkward question? Because we've talked about that before, parents who complain about the what am I going to say to my kids about that billboard for the strip club? When they ask me what it is, are you 100% honest and just tell them and let them deal with it, or do you make up some lie?
You can come up with things to say to kids that, when they're ready to. I don't think lying is a good idea, because then you're living a constant cycle of lying and then breaking the lie, telling them that you lied later,
You think they'll remember?
I mean, if kids find stuff out, they find stuff out in some case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Johnny at school told me that someday I'm going to die. You don't tell him, well,